Hey, what's up, guys? This is George from Money Talks. And in this episode, I have a very special guest. His name is Rico. I have seen him a bunch of times on YouTube, and I want to, get to know him a little bit better. Also, you guys who've seen his videos, maybe you want to know about his background. So stay tuned for this episode because it's going to be really good. So first of all, how you doing over there, bro? How's everything going?
What's up, bro? I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm very good, man. So I'm curious, where are you located right now?
So I live close to LA. I like to say LA just because it's more generally known, but close to LA. Grew up in California, Southern California, and I love it, bro. Sunny, beautiful day today.
Yeah, I mean, I really like LA. I'm from there myself, but I haven't been there in a long time. But I have a lot of friends out there. So, how old are you, man? I'm curious.
I'm 19, so I'm gonna be 20 in
wow.
December. So I gotta grind before I hit 20. But I'm 19. I started my channel when I was 16 and a half, and just been attacking it ever since, bro.
Before that, you never did social media. You just, started a year ago, or were you already doing social media stuff? I
mean, I was filming my Fortnite live streams, but I don't count that. And I wasn't speaking on the camera. It was more just voiceover. But I've always dreamt of being a YouTuber, and now that I am, quote unquote, you guys can see my plaque up there. It's surreal. So, yeah, 2 years I just grinded and I worked hard, and I mean, you see the fruits of the labor.
Sometimes I'm on YouTube and your videos they always pop up, because I really like entrepreneur stuff. So, yeah. Your stuff always comes up, and to me, it's inspiring because I think as a young entrepreneur, that's pretty cool that you're already grinding and hustling. I think I wish I was like you when I was your age, man. I'm already 30, so I mean,
now you still got a lot of life ahead of you, bro.
Yeah. But you started way sooner than I did, so I'm kind of envious.
Yeah, I talk with a lot of successful people, rich people, whatever you want to call them, entrepreneurs themselves, and they always have an affinity towards me. I think it's because they never told me directly, but I think it's because they see themselves and me when they were my age, or they wish that they were my age when they started. So if I talk to someone, they just automatically oh, Rico, I like you. And I get that a lot. And it's they tell me, oh, Rico, you're gonna be so successful. So if people are telling me that, I have to be doing something right. So I like to think I'm on the right path.
Of course you are, man. I feel like a lot of people, they're just not really putting too much effort into becoming successful. So I think that you got a head start. So yeah, I mean, I would like to ask you a few questions about yourself, maybe just get to know you a little bit, and yeah, so everyone else can also get to know you and maybe be inspired by your journey. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's run it.
All right, man. So first thing, can you tell us about your background and before doing this business? I mean, from what I've seen on your YouTube, you were selling candy and snacks. Before that, have you done anything else, or is this your first business?
I've always been kind of a hard worker, I guess you could say that. Everything that I've done, I've always tried to do my best. My first ever quote unquote business was when I was in second grade. My mother helped me. We were selling Kool-Aid because my school, we had this big old thing where the second graders sold to the entire school. So I remember that was my first ever business. I made $200 in one day, and we were selling it for quarters, 2 quarters. So making that much money, I was yo, especially I don't even know how old, 8. So having that much money at 8 years old, I thought I was rich. I was I'm rich. And I had so much cash, so much ones, so much coins. So that was my first business. My first ever quote unquote job was recycling cans. I recycle cans with my family, but my real job, I was working landscaping with my tío. So he had this business, his own business, and he used to take care of the landscaping by the harbor. So that was pretty cool. And then fast forward, once I got into middle school, I started selling snacks in 6th grade. And I kept up with that. That was my job. I never had a McDonald's job, a fast food job. People in my comments bro, just be a regular teen, get a regular fast food job. I'm not regular. I don't consider myself regular. I don't want to be regular. I don't want to be normal. So why would I do that? I had my own business. It was making me more money than I probably would have made working at McDonald's or wherever else these teens worked, a restaurant or anything. So why would I go work and limit myself? And then especially after school, I was making this money while I was in school. So after school, which I did a lot of sports, I could focus my time on my YouTube, for example. So after I was done with sports, I started focusing on my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, and just everything blew up. I mean, you see the fruits of my labor. I would go to school, go to sports, come home, work on my YouTube, and then that's it. Repeat that every day until I graduated, which I graduated in 23. And 2 years later, almost, I'm doing this full time. So it's something worked.
So are you going to study something else right now, or are you just gonna focus on business stuff?
I'm focusing on business stuff. Like if I ever want to go to college, it's always there. I tell people that. And then when I do get in contact with these successful people, that's like my number one question that I ask them is like, should I go to college? I get it's literally 50-50. I get some that people tell me yes. I get people that tell me no. So I don't know. I do feel sometimes that I have like a sense of FOMO that I'm missing out from college, but extra stress that doesn't really accumulate to anything or add up or amount to anything. I don't see it as a good ROI. And everything I've done, I'm always looking at the ROI. Is this going to benefit me in the long run? College, I do think is going out of style. And I don't think it's for me personally. Maybe there's some stuff, but they're not teaching social media up to date. They're not teaching what I'm learning business. They're not teaching how to build a brand. I have to learn this on my own. And I am learning this vicariously through other people that I do watch and that I do have a contact with, a network. So they're teaching me more than a college degree could ever teach me. So why would I go to college and waste my time, basically?
It's not for everyone. I think only people who want to specialize on something, maybe it's worth it. So I'm just curious about you. Like before you started into business and all this, like, did you have a rough like beginning in your life, or was your family like not making good income? Like, what really motivated you to start, into working so early?
I mean, I didn't grow up like in the worst conditions. I grew up pretty stable. Grew up in 2 houses all my life, and like there was always food on the table in that sense and in that manner. I didn't grow up like going to crazy shops and getting like crazy clothes or like crazy dinners every night. But like we survived, and that's what I like to think. I never got like, I guess you could say, an allowance. I never got money. So like the thing that kickstarted like my selling snacks business was I wanted to buy something from the paletero, like snacks, chips and stuff after school, because every time I'd walk, I'd always see kids getting snacks and stuff, and I wanted some too. I just didn't have the money, so I started selling snacks so I could get that money and I could buy my stuff. And then also in my middle school at the time, they sold smoothies and I always wanted them, so I got that on my own. And that just if I could do it on my own, why not just attack it and go after it? So that's what kickstarted it, and now I don't want to just slave away for a menial paycheck that's barely going to cover anything. Inflation's killing everybody, so I'm seeing that. And people always tell me businesses is the key to wealth. So that's why I'm focusing on building my businesses.
Yeah, I mean, like, how did it begin? Like, you just said, like, one day I'm going to, try it out. Like, just take a few snacks to school and see if I can sell them. Or how was your first transaction? Like, did you plan it out? Or you go to a 99-cent store and get some candy? How'd it go?
I honestly don't remember my first transaction. I know I was selling to a group of my friends. So literally, I went to Food for Less. I bought a box of chips, and I was like, I'm going to start selling them. So I took it to school. I sold to my friends. I was shy, I guess, at the time. I didn't really go up to, like, random groups of people as I did in high school. But I was like, oh, you guys want to sell snacks? You guys want to buy some chips? I'm selling them for $1. And then they bought them. That was my first ever sales, first ever transactions. And I just kept up with it. To me, it was like extra cash. I didn't really care about how much money I made, because it's like, if I made at least $5, I could buy something after school from the paletero, like turbos or Doritos or smoothie or a raspado or something. So that was what kickstarted it. But then later, as I got into high school, I was like, okay, I need to start making cash. Because I wanted to buy myself things. I like new clothes, buy my prom ticket, my prom suit, my grand night, and just stuff like that. My golf clubs, things that help me elevate. My camera, my laptop, my computer, my phone. I bought all those stuff myself because I needed it to elevate. Like, I don't spend my money willy-nilly. I spend my money that's going to help me elevate in some way. Like the camera I'm recording on, these clothes that I bought, this laptop, this mic, this desk, this lights, everything. Everything that I buy, I try to make sure that it's going to give me some kind of return, just so I'm not wasting money, as people would say. Or I buy experiences. It's
crazy that you started so early. Like, so you were how old when you first made your first sale on the snack business?
I was in 6th grade, so I was about either 10, 11, or 12. I think I was 11 or 10. I'm not too sure.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
So you were like super shy about it? Like you had like nervousness when you started doing this, or?
Yeah.
So how'd you get over it? Yeah.
I mean, just breaking out of the shell, like, just as you grew up, I guess you could say as I grew up. But that's what like my channel's about. I try to make videos that help people that were me. I try to help little Rico, like, how to stop being shy, how to sell snacks, how to go up to people, how to approach people. Just doesn't matter, because when I first started my business, when I first started doing what I do, and I have a few different businesses, but I always thought people would look at me my age and just disregarded me just because I was young. But even though I was better than all these creators that I seen, even though I was like just so much more knowledgeable. And people tell me that to this day. Like, it's a double-edged sword. Some people are like, oh, you're young, you don't know anything. But then there's these people who actually see my age and see it as an advantage. So it's a double-edged sword, but I like to just take advantage of it. So I do think a lot of younger kids especially are waking up in a sense that, oh, I want to start my own business. Oh, I want to start making money on my own. Oh, I don't want to maybe go to college. I don't want to have a regular job. I don't want to do this and that. So if I could be that beacon, that limelight that helps them and shows them a path and be that role model, then why not do it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious, how did you like, initiate the thing? Like, you first said like, okay, I'm gonna get candy, then I'm gonna start talking to people that I know, or just random people in school, or how was your strategy, by the way? Like, how did you implement it to start selling?
What I saw is like, okay, if I want to make cash, I need to sell something because I wasn't getting it like an allowance or something. So I was like, okay, I see people always eating chips. Let me start selling chips on my own. So I saw a problem and I saw a way I could capitalize off it. And that's how every single business is. So I bought snacks, I bought chips, I marked it up so I could make some profit and I could buy a new box and pocket some of the cash. So that's what I did. I took it to school every day. I sold the chips out of my little drawstring bag that I use for sports. And I just kept doing that. I just kept stacking on the money. I would waste it on like extra candies, extra snacks that I wanted to eat because I never had those. I wanted to get them myself. So that's the main reason I started selling. But then like in high school, I started selling so I could save money and invest into myself, like I stated earlier. The camera, the golf clubs, the iPhone, computers, all that stuff. So, I mean, I saw an opportunity and I took it. I'm still taking it. The YouTube, I saw me getting views, so I just fully attacked it.
So you never saw anyone else do it, like in your school? You never saw other kids do it, and that's why you got inspired into it, or it just came to you?
Yeah.
Because you saw the popsicle guy?
Yeah, I saw the popsicle guy. I was like, why not do that in school? And another thing is like, I have an older brother. My mom used to tell me that some of his friends used to sell like crazy stuff in high school. And I was like, oh, let me start just seeing if I could sell something in middle school. So there's so many things, like just people I see, businesses, and I'm like, why not do it myself? Why not try it myself? Why not attempt it myself? So just continue attacking it, I guess you could say.
So besides candy, have you tried selling other stuff like in your school, like AirPods, I don't know, like other things?
So like in high school, I trying to sell a bunch of stuff. I sold burritos that my mother made me. I sold chamoy gummies like 1 year, and then I sold Kool-Aid gummies. I just tried selling everything just to make cash, whatever I wanted. But I mean, that's it, man. I just like, and then after high school, I have businesses which I sell my services for. So that's another thing.
But did you ever get in trouble for it? Like, your school teachers on your ass or what?
No, I never got in trouble. I never got caught. There was close calls, but just, I don't know, I was under the radar, I guess you could say.
Under the radar? Even though you're on YouTube and stuff? Like, that's... don't people know you already? Like, your school teachers are like, hey, now, you shouldn't be doing that.
Now they see it, but it's like, what can they tell me? They can't tell me to delete the content. It's already out there, and I'm already out of school, so it's like, damn. But what I like to think of is I saw my opportunity, I got my platform, and I made something of it. I didn't just let it go to waste. So I think that's why some of the teachers even respect me now, because of what I did and what I'm achieving and what I'm doing. So like, they can't say anything negative because I'm going to be doing great things. I am, and I'm going to be doing even greater things. So it's like, it's a win-win because I came from their school. I came from their environment. That's where I started. Now I'm leveling up, and I'm not going to forget them. So it's like, it's a what's it called? Like a stepping stone in my journey.
But how did the YouTube stuff start? Like, you just said, like, maybe I could just film this and show people how to do it, or how did it came to you? Yeah.
So I didn't want to go to college, and I was seeing what I could do to maybe start my own business, what I could do before I go to college. So I made sure, like, what are my strong things? What I like doing? I like speaking. I like being in front of a camera. I like creating content before I knew what it was. So I wrote down what am I good at? I wrote down selling snacks. I wrote down golf, and I wrote down gardening. Golf, I canceled out because I wasn't a pro. I wasn't that good. I was decent, but I wasn't that good. Gardening, my garden was all right. I didn't have a crazy huge garden. So I crossed those two out. I was like, you know what? Let me see if I could post videos on selling snacks. So that's what I did. I started posting videos on selling snacks. And it just blew up on TikTok first. And I was like, you know what? TikTok's not paying me. They didn't have no creator program or nothing. Let me go on YouTube because I've always heard that you can make so much money on YouTube. Posted the videos on YouTube, and it just blew up. And then it took off from there. So
what other businesses are you doing right now? Like, besides the... I mean, I would assume you're not doing the candy stuff anymore because you said you're already out of school. But what are you doing now?
So the candy stuff is where I started. I have a few businesses which I do So vending machine is one of them, but it's not really my main business. It's more of something, a side business. My main business is me, my brand, my social medias, my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram. All of that is my brand. I'm continuously building my brand every single day. I have a team that helps me, but I'm the one basically running it. Then I do something called UGC, user generated content, where where I create videos for brands. So in my city, I'm kind of like a popular local celebrity, even without the personal brand, is because there's this big train station, maybe you've heard of it, Metrolink. I create videos for them. So they're targeting college students. So all my peers, all my friends that I graduated, they're like, bro, Rico, I keep seeing you popping up on my Instagram ads, my TikTok ads, my Snapchat ads. So it's pretty funny to me. My YouTube ads. And it's funny to me because it's like, damn, like they're showing me everywhere. So that's one of my services. Then I also offer where I'm the one coaching people up on how to speak in front of a camera, because there's so many people, like for example, real estate agents, they don't know how to speak in front of a camera at all. I'm a pro at that. Let me help you. So I help them, I record them. I have my cameras recording. I have a whole gimbal. I have a drone. I have literally the whole setup, the whole shebang. And that's another business. So one business is my brand. One business is my videos that I offer to other businesses and brands. And then videography. And then if you want to count the vending machine and stuff like that. And then a little other small little things that I do. But 3 main businesses that I'm fully focusing on at the moment.
So for everyone who wants to get started, like, doing a business, can you give us an estimate how much it could make selling candy? And maybe someone who wants to, get more serious into business, how much it could make, like, probably doing YouTube stuff, like, a month?
So I'm going to answer this kind of differently than when you asked. Start any business that's going to generate you cash flow. With that cash flow, use that and invest into yourself. That's going to help you make even more money. Example, I was selling snacks at school. I knew that wasn't going to last forever because I was going to graduate. So I got the money. I collected the money. I allocated the money that I had, and I saved up. And I bought stuff that was going to enhance me as a person. A phone, a camera, golf clubs. It enhanced me as a person, and it was able to build me up. So I'm able to make even more money. I'm generating more money because I have these bigger and better tools. This camera that I bought cost close to 10 grand. I'm just going to say it. I know I'm going to make 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 even off this one camera. Yes, it's a big investment. Yes, it's more than a car. Yes, I could have bought something else, but I see it as a good ROI because it's going to make me more money. It enhances my quality. People are going to take me more serious. I'm more seen as a professional. And then when I walk into an establishment and I'm like pitching my services as videography, if I'm walking with the iPhone or I'm walking with the $10,000 camera, who are they going to give more respect to? So you need to invest in yourself, build yourself up as a better person. And trust me, it's going to go a long way. That's what I did. And people never understood that. But if you understand what I'm saying, because only select substantial people understand what I'm saying, you're going to go a long way. So build and focus on yourself. It doesn't matter what business you start. It could be anything. Flipping couches that you get for free off Craigslist, restoring them and then selling them for $200. Does not matter. Get the cash flow, build yourself up, and just see where it takes you. Go from there. I hope that answers the question, brother. I feel like it was better, more broad.
All right, man. Thank you very much. Hopefully we can learn more about you in the future.
Yeah, no, we'll do a part 2, definitely, brother. And I'll send you, but appreciate you for having me, man. I think it was a fire interview.
Thank you, man. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. All right, cool.
See you soon.